Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Let's take a look at the headlines. Government calls for assistance to ensure full transparency and accountability. The LSA to draw for 500 citizens who will each receive a plot of land. And the on-the-job training program continues to expand. In our top story, Minister of Finance and the Economy, Senator the Honorable Larry Hawai, is calling on the Institute of Internal Auditors to assist the government in its mission to ensure full transparency and accountability in all government establishments and institutions. Minister Hawai makes the comments as the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of the Institute of Internal Auditors celebrates its 25th anniversary.
Minister of Finance and the Economy, Senator the Honorable Larry Hawai, is praising internal auditors throughout Trinidad and Tobago for the role they have played in the country's growth and development. Speaking at celebrations held at the Hyatt Hotel, Minister Hawai says the Institute has played a vital role in ensuring the development of transparency and good governance in this country over the years. Delivering a congratulatory message on behalf of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, Senator Hawai says the Prime Minister plans to work with the Institute to better the nation.
Our nation's success story has in part been written by you and your predecessors, and your dedicated work over the years deserves gratitude and congratulations. As a stakeholder in our nation, where we seek to construct a robust framework for transparency, accountability, and good governance, I trust that my government can see the Institute as a partner and look forward to collaborating with your members.
The Finance Minister explains the country's rapid growth and development made it necessary to have persons who will ensure checks and balances are met. Minister Hawai insists, save for a few challenging occasions, the Internal Auditors Institute has been able to successfully guide the implementing of relevant regulations and legislations.
Notwithstanding one or two challenging moments in history, when the weaknesses of how we regulate and legislate on the elements of our emerging economy were dramatically brought to light, I think it is safe to say that we would not have achieved the success we enjoy today without the contribution of highly skilled, widely experienced, and devoted women and men, such as you professionals in the Institute of Internal Auditors.
Minister Hawai says he hopes to enlist the Institute to assist in forming the necessary legislation, regulations, checks, and balances to ensure full governmental transparency and accountability. Senator Hawai says although it has never been done before, it isn't impossible.
I ask you to partner with us in government as we continue our transformation agenda. Some may say that seeking to create a government that is fully accountable, transparent, and confident under the harshest scrutiny is just an ideal. They may even say that such an ideal has never been achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, to that I say, just because it has never happened before doesn't mean that we can't make it happen now.
Minister Hawai is urging the veterans in the internal auditing industry to continue passing on their skills so the industry is always effective at guarding the guards and ensuring good governance prevails. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
The Land Settlement Agency, LSA, will soon draw 500 applicants who will each receive a plot of land to construct a home. This comes as the government continues to provide affordable housing arrangements for citizens whose options are limited.
The Land Settlement Agency, under the Ministry of Housing, Land and Marine Affairs, is one step closer to distributing 500 plots of land to qualified citizens who applied to the Land for the Landless program. On Friday, the LSA held an exercise which saw its staff place in 10,000 ID numbers into a box that represent initially qualified applicants. Professional services firm Ernst & Young has been hired to oversee the process as well as to provide guidance and support as a means of maintaining transparency at all steps of the draw. The Land for the Landless residential lots program targets low and middle-income families who cannot access land or housing in the real estate market or access government-funded housing.
This program is the first major land distribution program in the history of independent Trinidad and Tobago. It is done by the LSA in collaboration with other agencies in our ministry. What I would like to just remind you is that last year around November, when we launched this program, gave the application forms to all members of parliament, elected members, all 41. We sent application forms to the municipal corporations and other offices of government. And to this day, I'm told that we have in excess of 40,000 applicants for land.
There have been more than 41,000 applicants, 10,000 of which scored the highest by means of the criteria for application set by the LSA. The Honourable Minister noted that some citizens who are seeking to own a home prefer to construct their own homes to their liking.
We have almost 150,000 applicants for a house. We recognize that a lot of people, if given the opportunity, would accept land or prefer land. A lot of persons in the lower income groups may have an alternative in getting a plot of land, building their own housing unit. So this program is to provide the land, but we also provide facilities such as guidance and technical support, constructing your own homes. In some cases, depending on your situation, we will construct a foundation, a concrete foundation on the lot of land. We will provide a loan at a very small interest rate. And there are other facilities that we will present as well, depending on the economic circumstances of successful applicants.
Successful applicants would be required to pay for the plots of land over a period of time through an agreement with the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Finance Company Limited.
The land, I want to repeat again, we keep repeating, the land is not free. People will pay. We are working out the appropriate price structure to ensure that it is affordable to the low-income groups in the society. Persons are expected to mobilize their personal and family capital, monies and so on, to construct their homes, so that in a way you are helping yourself when you are allocated land.
The plots to be distributed across Trinidad and Tobago range from 3,000 to 5,000 square feet and cost between $200,000 to $300,000. However, the LSA is expected to sell the plots at around $12 per square foot plus a premium. The actual draw of the 500 names will take place on Tuesday at the National Academy for the Performing Arts in San Fernando. Following this, the 500 successful applicants would be subject to other verifications and then assigned their plots of land. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
The OJT program continues to expand. When we come back, we'll tell you how. Stay with us. Welcome back. The incidence of road fatalities are high in Trinidad and Tobago and have been linked to many poor practices. Among these is the use of mobile devices, which the Ministry of Science and Technology is attempting to dissuade persons from.
The Ministry of Science and Technology commemorated World Telecommunication and Information Society Day, or WTISD, on Friday with a free interactive exhibition at Woodford Square. The annual day of observance is held on May 17th and marks the anniversary of the signature of the first International Telegraph Convention in 1865, which led to the creation of the International Telecommunication Union. The day is to help raise awareness of the possibilities that the use of information and communication technologies, including the Internet, can bring to societies and economies, as well as of ways to bridge the digital divide. The theme of this year's WTISD is ICTs and improving road safety.
A large number of road deaths are associated with people driving and they're on their cell phones, driving, they are texting, and I think all of us realize that it breaks the attention span once you're doing these things.
According to the 2011 report of the United Nations Road Safety Collaboration released by the UN Secretary, 1.3 million persons die each year in traffic-related accidents, and another 20 to 50 million persons are injured mainly in developing countries around the world. Minister of Transport, the Honorable Chandra Sharma, says that even before the technology is regulated, individuals must be disciplined in their use of the many ICT devices that are available.
First thing that is required, throughout the world they have observed that, is engagement of people to observe the rules of engagement. Driving on the road is a privilege, and once we observe those basic laws, then we will be doing very good. The technology will kick in where we fail to do that, and the technology is very, very up to date. It will show us, in fact, in Canada and United States, they have looked at the road motor vehicle accidents, for instance, and they can say at the time of the accident the driver was or was not on his phone. We do not have that just yet, but we are getting very close to that. The government is not interested in punishing people. We're interested in creating the awareness.
The Honourable Minister noted that the majority of road incidents occur among persons 18 to 34 years. He also revealed figures of more than 700,000 vehicles and 500,000 local drivers on the nation's roads. Friday's exhibition was part of the thrust by the Ministry of Science and Technology to positively influence public behaviour regarding technology use and road safety. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
The OJT program continues to expand. This as just over 8,000 persons have enrolled in a program in its latest intake. Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training Fazal Karim says the aim of the program is to give students a chance at acquiring work experience.
A total of 1,019 students registered for OJT in the Central District. This as National OJT Week opened officially as it looks to prepare trainees for the world of work. The week offers students the opportunity to participate in career guidance seminars and other career development activities by the agencies under Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. Minister Fazal Karim says students should view the program as a chance at gaining experience and as a transition from a situation of dependence to independence.
I want to make it abundantly clear to all of us. The on-the-job training program is not part of the dependency syndrome of the government of Trinidad and Tobago or anything that we want to create. I want to advise you, do not see this as a handout. I want you to see this as a hand up, that you can lift yourselves, as Dr. Haywood says, from the present level you are to the next level you would like to be. Do not see the on-the-job training program as part of dependency. See it as a transition to independence of yourselves and interdependence with those who you will work in your organizations.
Currently, over 8,000 participants are enrolled in the program nationwide. Minister Karim urged participants to continue along the path of self-development through taking advantage of the education opportunities availed to them.
Education is the passport from poverty to prosperity, and you must hold that passport dear to your hearts. You must continually seek to improve your life through education. Whether it is on the job training program to build your qualifications, or whether it is when you leave the on-the-job training program, not necessarily 2 years, but before that. Because we cannot lengthen the program for more than 2 years, because we have to cater for all the other graduates who are coming in, whether it's from CSEC or CAPE or university at the undergraduate or postgraduate levels, or those who have certificates and diplomas. So I want to also ask you, while you seek your employment, obtain your training.
All trainees are certified to national occupational standards through the Trinidad and Tobago Vocational Qualifications TTNVQ framework, the new national accreditation system for vocational education, which allows them to pursue further education and training. Motivational speaker and director of the National Training Agency, Dr. Wayne Haywood, urged the trainees to look at the training as a stepping stone towards achieving their dreams.
10 years from now, why not? Tell your neighbor, why not? It's possible. All things are possible with God. And if you're with Him, all things are possible. It's possible to start your own business. It's possible to start your own business. Do you know it's possible to be successful? How many plan on being successful? Can I see a hand? Put the other hand together and give yourself a clap for that. Come on.
The OJT program is available to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago between the ages of 16 and 35 and must have at least 3 CXC passes and/or possess a degree or a postgraduate certificate. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
Coming up after the break, Wayne Cunningham takes us behind the launch of the Ministry of Sports website. The Ministry of Sport unveiled its latest strategy in the effort to establish itself as a premier provider of policy direction and professional services for support development with the launch of its new website. The VIP room of the Hazley Crawford Stadium was abuzz with technology, and Wayne Cunningham has the details.
Leading sports figures and stakeholders were in attendance at the Hazley Crawford Stadium for the launch of the Ministry of Sport new website. Mr. Andre Hanif, Information Technology Manager at the Ministry, gave some insight into the latest development tool.
At the Ministry of Sport, we are cognizant that the mere delivery of community-based and national sports services is not adequate if it does not reach the masses in a relevant and meaningful way. In this regard, ladies and gentlemen, our master strategy speaks to the utilization of appropriate technology, research and best practices for the delivery of professional sporting services. This technological thrust of the Ministry's strategic plan finds its genesis in Pillar 4 of government's policy framework for sustainable development, which drives information and communication technology as an essential element of national development.
Mr. Hanif outlined some of the features of the new site.
The site offers a dynamic platform for the showcasing of the organization's brand to the public, with a user-friendly interface and information on the ministry's structure, strategic direction, programs, projects, and policies. In addition, the portal exudes genuine Trini style, with its graphical layout in patriotic red, white, and black. These colors, the world will associate with our athletes' excellence in performance.
The site was developed totally in-house, using the ministry's personnel. Content manager Mr. Brian Gray spearheaded that team.
The previous website was built by an external company. However, the permanent secretary, Mr. Ashwin Creed, in his wisdom on learning of the expertise within the ministry's own IT unit, made recommendation that the website be developed in-house by the very consistently high-performing IT unit, thus saving the taxpayers, thus saving the taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars. Today, the website that we are launching is capable of handling streaming video and video on demand through our video library, which contains videos hosted on our YouTube page. It can easily live stream events.
One major feature of the site is its ability to be accessed by mobile devices such as cell phones and tablets, making services and info easily available. A feature welcomed by the Honorable Anil Roberts, Minister of Sport, who was high in praise for the development team.
I'm very happy to see that we do have a topper website. I commend Andre Hanif and his entire team, the Ministry of Sport, the Permanent Secretary, and of course you have links to the sport company, the Live Sport, and I want you all to monitor the projects because a lot of naysayers, before they said it wouldn't build, now they're saying it will cost too much. It is not. We are all going to monitor the projects. We are going to get the aquatic center, the velodrome, and the tennis center on course, on budget, on time by October 2014 to December 2014. We have 9 regional centers, 4 are starting right now. We hope to complete those within 2 years. We've already started and completed 32 pavilions, and we have 32 more coming. We have facilities for upgrade. We have swimming pools to do. We have rural caravan. We have community programs. The opposition made a mistake and asked me about how many groups we help. Well, I didn't even know, because when I started to read out, I didn't have enough question time in the whole parliament to tell you how many groups that we help per year. Over 1,572 small groups with sports days, family days, community days. It is tremendous. To all the SDOs, to all of those who work and serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm very proud. To the IT department, well done. Bless.
Trinidad and Tobago is advancing in sport on the track and in the arenas. Now we are advancing technologically. The site is www.sport.gov.tt. I'm Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
Time now for another break. When we come back, we tell you what former cane farmers have been up to. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Former cane farmers of South Trinidad have left their days of working the cane fields behind them and are now looking forward to becoming streamlined with technologically savvy professionals.
We are moving from cane fields to brain fields. That is what this program is about. From cane fields to brain fields. Building the brains.
The Honorable Minister was speaking at the graduation ceremony for participants of the Mobile Computer Training Unit, which attended to residents of Barpo. 131 ex-Caroni 1975 limited workers graduated from the National Energy Skills Center 2-year certificate program in basic computer studies, which saw them equipped with the skills to treat with changing work-class demands. The graduation ceremony, which was hosted by YTEP, took place at the Rocha Douglas Presbyterian Primary School and was attended by families of the graduating class and proud neighbors who came out to show their support. Members of the Cane Farmers Association have been calling for assistance in treating with their sensitive situations for quite some time. Since the closure of Caroni, former employees have had limited access to jobs and opportunities due to their lack of qualifications and relevant job experience.
We have moved from the agrarian revolution, land, to the industrial revolution, machines, to the knowledge revolution, and the information communications technology revolution. This is where we are when Minister Dikoto talk about digital and the digital divide. This is what you are now closing the gap.
Class valedictorian Roslyn Indasing expressed her gratitude for the opportunity she received and spoke about the many things she can now do with her computer at home.
I want to say how grateful I am to be living in Barrackport today. I am so honored to be sitting with these honorable gentlemen of this country and to stand here as a simple housewife, as a simple mother who could find what I want today on the computer. Thank you again.
Minister Karim assured that the program will continue in the area and an advanced course would be offered for the graduates. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
And that story brings us to the end of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thank you for watching.